What's going on YouTube? Welcome back to Sole Vice. I'm Stephen Webb, and today I'm going to be reviewing the Air Jordan 4 in the black cement or Bred colorway. Now obviously there's really not a whole lot that you have to say to introduce the black cement 4. It's one of the most iconic Jordans ever released. But this 2019 retro is a special one, and that isn't just because of the Nike Air branding that we love to see. Overall, the 2019 black cement 4 is one of the closest retros that we've seen to the original 89 pair. And now these aren't perfect, and we'll get into that a little bit further in the review, but I will say overall, I think Jordan Brand did a really good job with these. The official release date for these was this past Saturday, May 4th, although Nike did do a couple of shock drops leading up to the official release, and I feel like I'm one of the only people who wasn't able to get them then, but thankfully the Foot Locker app was good to me again, and I was able to reserve a pair on the official release date. Now with all that out of the way, let's go ahead and get into the review. So we get the same box that we always get on our OG Retro 4s, with the red flight logo on the black top, with the black cement pattern on the bottom of the box. And then as you can see here with that size 12, this is a personal pair with a colorway of black, fire red, cement gray, and a US retail price of $200. Looking inside the box, we get the same black plastic wrapping paper that we get with all of our other Retro 4s. But something that I did find different was that there were no quality control stamps or any of the stamped serial numbers that we get on most of the other retros. And I'm not too sure what to make of that. Maybe Foot Locker gave me a fake pair, but in the comments let me know if you have any quality control stamps or anything like that. So moving on to the shoe itself, the first thing that we see that really stands out is the Nike Air hang tag. And looking online, I saw some people that said that this is the way that their hang tag was when they had their original pair back in '89, while others were saying that they saw tags that were kind of like the ones that we saw on the Black Cement 3 that have kind of the more air bubble look to them. But either way, it is cool to see a hang tag with the Nike Air branding. The black upper of the shoe is made mostly out of nubuck or durabuck. I'm not really too sure which one they used here, but either way, I think it's a good look. Now earlier when I said that this shoe isn't perfect, I really only have two issues with it. I've got one big one and one small one. The small issue that I have is it doesn't have the white edges on the durabuck that we saw on the original 89 pair, and I think that that really just helps the shoe kind of pop a little bit better, so it would have been nice to see that here. Now on a very positive note, I will say the quality control, at least on my pair, is excellent. On a lot of the recent Retro 4s that I've seen, like the Cactus Jack 4s or the Raptor 4s, I saw a lot of glue stains and loose stitching and things like that. My pair has none of that. I'm telling you, I don't see any glue stains and maybe a loose thread here or there, but overall these are fantastic. And considering that they made a lot of pairs of these, I'm really impressed that they were able to keep the quality control so good on these. Now just like most other Retro 4s, we do have the netting on both sides as well as on the tongue. And this is another detail that they got right as far as staying true to the original. And then of course, like any other Air Jordan 4, you do have the flight logo patch on the front of the tongue. Also, we do have the cement gray lace eyelets. We've got the ones down near the toe, and then also at the end of the wings here. And then of course the detail that we all need to have on these, the Nike Air branding on the heel tab. Now while I do like the Nike Air branding on the back, it's actually my second and biggest complaint with these. For some reason, Jordan Brand couldn't figure out how to get it centered. Now I'm a bit of a perfectionist, so when I saw pictures of these, it stood out to me right away, and it's just something that I can't unsee. Now even though it's a little off-centered, I'll take an off-centered Nike Air logo over a Jumpman logo on an Air Jordan 4 any day of the week. Moving on to the interior of the shoe, you do have the padded cement gray sock liner. You also have a fire red insole with the Nike Air branding, and I will say this insole is actually made out of polyurethane, kind of like what we had on the infrared 6s that just released a little while ago. So it's not that foam that over time gets kind of compressed and doesn't really have a whole lot of cushioning, and I actually really prefer the polyurethane insole. And then you do have your upside down Air Jordan logo on the back side of the tongue. Next we have our black, white, cement gray, and fire red midsole, which is mostly cement gray up toward the front of the midsole and black, white, and red on the rear. And of course you do have the exposed air unit in the heel, as well as the encapsulated air unit in the forefoot. And then finally we've got the outsole, which is fire red, cement gray, and white, with the Nike Air branding in fire red. Now as far as sizing goes on these, I did go true to size and they fit perfect, so I wouldn't worry about sizing up or down. If you go true to size, you should be good to go. Now comfort wise, keep in mind these did originally release in 1989 and the technology is pretty much unchanged since then, so they're definitely not the most comfortable shoes that I have. They're probably some of the least comfortable shoes that I have. Not terrible, but they're definitely not great. I probably won't be wearing these on any long walks anytime soon. Now before I go anywhere, if you like this video, go ahead and hit the thumbs up button for me, and also subscribe if you want to see some more content. I've got a goal to hit 100 subscribers by the end of June, and at this time on May 5th, I've only got about 10 to go. So if you could be one of the last 10, I'd really appreciate it. And if you were one of the first 90, I really appreciate that as well. So if you want to see more content like this, subscribe, and also make sure to ring the bell so you're notified when I post new videos. And then down in the comments, let me know, were you able to pick up a pair of the Black Cement 4s? And if so, does the off-center Nike Air on the back bother you, or am I just being too picky? Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.